Greetings, Geechlings. Geechin Prime here with another My Hero Academia power-up video. This time we are tackling the stun gun hero Charge Bolt, aka Denki Kaminari. I never say his first name, so it always gets me. And pardon the sizzling in the background. There's some frying of pork chops. But anyway, keeping on point, as I do with all of these, I try to keep them as realistic to the character, the universe, and everything in between for these videos. And we'll start off, as I've done the last couple videos, doing equipment and then more of like super moves that they do. The first one for equipment is the Tesla gloves and Tesla boots. These are gloves that have like copper infused or woven into the fabric. They're like layered in there. And this is for a specific reason. If anybody knows where this might go, you're already ahead of the game. But anyway, so that'll be for the boots and the gloves. Next is a custom pellet gun. My nose is itchy. An effective non-lethal weapon that allows him to lay down cover fire, or suppression fire as it's also known. This will come into play in another move as well. Anyway, for super moves we have electromagnetism. Yeah, those gloves and boots are coming into play now. Using them, he'll gain like a few useful abilities, such as like remotely receiving or retrieving his sharpshooting gear discs, which, given the repelling and attraction abilities electromagnetism would give him, yeah, he won't be needing the shooter thing that's on his arm anymore, so that's completely obsolete now. Which means he'll be running a lot more lightweight than he has been in previous costumes. And able to carry more than just like the 3, I think, discs that he carries normally. But the electromagnetism, like, people have actually made like shock gloves and electromagnetic gloves in real life, which is kind of scary. I don't really think anybody should try that at home. But using like the copper lining, that would help generate a field around his hands or his feet. And you know, you can attract objects, repel objects such as metal projectiles that are being fired at by villains, and then other metal debris in general. So like he could almost like levitate some things to a degree, you know, for rescues and that kind of thing. Next we have Taser Melee, which is just simple as this: supercharging his physical attacks so that it gives, you know, with his electricity, and then it'll, you know, shock his opponents or possibly paralyze them or immobilize them at least. Kind of like a Street Fighter kind of style I would see for him, given kind of his personality, and it would give him a bit more flexibility. Like, he doesn't have to really be disciplined in it, because I mean he already, his personality lends that he overuses his powers and doesn't train himself in much other uses, so it would kind of just go along for more of a brawler style. But next we have Static Cling, which has 2 major uses. The first one is with the gloves and boots. He can use the attract polarity on the gloves and boots to climb and scale metal objects. He'll be kind of a magnet Superman, or Spider-Man, I mean. That's Superman. Superman flies, which is another thing that the boots potentially would give him. Like, you know, like there's metal that runs in the ground, you know, because of metal piping and wiring and all that. It's like he could possibly super jump or pseudo-levitate by repelling. But yeah, like Spider-Man, he would climb walls and whatnot. But also, if he can transfer this by, you can turn almost any metal object into a magnet. So you could essentially, like, say, see a stop sign, and then there's a villain, and the villain's got, like, a metal breastplate on, and he gets the villain stuck to the stop sign. And given Kaminari, he would crack a joke. He'd be like, "Hey, dude, check out the sign." And he's like, "Yeah, it's a stop sign. What do you want? What do you mean by that?" And it's like, "It means stop the crime." It's something he'd do it. But yeah. And my final idea is railgun. Simply this, a railgun is more or less any kind of projectile firing weapon that uses electricity to supercharge the shot to where it goes farther and faster. This is where the pellet gun that I mentioned earlier comes into play. With like little copper kind of BBs. Like, it could be used to, as the railgun, shoot further, shoot faster, which means a greater impact, while not being lethal. But it could shock an opponent or just, from the excess electricity. But the suppression fire would be a thing that he could do. And yeah, that's about all I have really for Kaminari. I mean, like, he could rain down lightning, I guess, as well, but that he kind of already does in some degree. So, I definitely had more ideas for him than I thought I would initially, because you think, oh, electricity, it's one of those, like, universal kind of powers you see in, like, all forms of media. And then it's like, but everybody ends up using it, like, the same way. So, but yeah, if I have any more, I'll come up with another video, surely. But yeah, that's about it for now. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Creation Prime, and I'll see you next time. Keishlings, roll out.